Listen to this. This is for my black New Yorkers. I want to have a real discussion. Share this video because people need to hear this. Black people, we had Harlem. Harlem was ours. We owned Harlem. We sold out. Right? Let's go further. Black people, we had Brooklyn. Brooklyn is being sold out. And blacks are not buying it. Now I go to Long Island. I'm looking at Long Island. I'm seeing the same narrative happen. Here's my question, and I hate to say this. If we are being fairly honest and truthful, the black areas that's being acquired are pretty much low-income areas. So here's my next question. If they're low-income areas, what happens to the people who are being bought out that live in low-income areas? Listen to this question. I'm saying it a real question. So you see, the issue that I'm having right now in being racially unbiased, black people are literally going to have to move because they're not going to be able to afford New York because we don't believe in unification and teamwork. We believe in everyone do their own thing. And it's going on in every state. When you look at the poverty-stricken areas, quote unquote, right? The areas that we own, that was our areas, they're being acquired by either A, investors, or people that are non-black. And it's just the truth. So black people, if y'all don't see what the Jews are doing, y'all don't see what the Indians are doing, y'all don't see what the Chinese are doing, the least y'all can see is what the Hispanics are doing. Because a lot of us grew up around Hispanics. So we've seen the culture. They're literally changing their economical position by working together, but yet and still we don't believe that we need to work together. It is foolish. I'm watching them 4 and 5 people. I do real estate, and I'm watching 4, 5, 6 of them on a mortgage to buy a house and acquire a home. But black people cannot come together with siblings. Can't come together and buy a home. So you'd rather rent. All 3 of y'all would rather rent than own something. How foolish is this mentality? Because we have this thing where it's mine and I don't want to share it. But you're going to have to leave because you're not going to be able to afford to stay. These big markets that you're starting to see, they're transitioning. And a lot of people that look like me are going to get the short end of the stick because they don't want to work together. Men are fighting against women. Women are fighting against men. And everything is no believing, working together, no unification. It is a problem when you're realizing that you're seeing the areas that we once owned literally transition to other people. They're buying these people out, or A, taxing them out to the point where they can't afford it, so they're forced to sell. Not everyone is selling because of the fact they don't understand the premise of real estate and the value of real estate. Some people are forced because they're financially exposed out, meaning they exile them because they can't afford the taxes, right? Let's just have the real conversations. Not every black person sells because they can't afford, because they don't know about real estate. It's because they can't afford to stay. So now you're having these conversations. And this is the realistic nature. Real estate is the most prominent way to roll over generational wealth. And a lot of us do not have generational wealth because we're not leaving real estate. Real estate is not for you. It's for generations to come. It is for the next generation, the next generation. Look at this quick narrative. If my grandfather bought a house for $100,000, then my dad got that house. Now the house is worth $300,000. Now I got the house. The house is worth $500,000-$600,000. When I give it to my kids, it's worth $600,000 and $700,000, right? But by the time my father had it, the house would either A, be paid off by either when I got it or when my father got it. That's the premise of real estate. It's because now you're planting your roots in areas where you own and you're not forced to have to leave. And that's what you're going to see with a lot of renters. We're bragging about being renters, not seeing that a lot of people are going to have to leave. They got to leave the areas that they once grew up in, and they're going to say things like, I'm migrating to Texas, I'm migrating to Atlanta, I'm migrating to Florida. You see these main states that people are leaving to because they cannot afford to stay here. And they won't be able to afford to stay here unless they create a system. Look at how the Spanish are doing and start following the formulas. They clearly have a conscious mind. You want to say you have this big old house, but you're never there to enjoy it. The problem is the world is getting more and more expensive. Teamwork will always make the dream work, and you'll never make the dream work if you do not believe in teamwork. Black people need to work together and stop worrying about who has and who don't have and who got more, who don't got more. Let's talk about what we don't have rather than talk about what we could or should have. We don't have nothing, and we're losing everything because everything is a battle and a fight against each other. The fight is not against each other. The fight is actually financial literacy. The fight is against legacies and also real battle is generational wealth, but we don't want to have these conversations. So again, if y'all don't see what's going on, we're losing every single area. They said by 2053, and you can Google it and see if I'm lying. They said by 2053, blacks in America will have a net worth of 0 at your median. Your middle will be 0. Look it up. They say by 2053, blacks will have a net worth of 0 because of the way we're behaving. If we keep these trends going on, we're going to lose everything. And what y'all going to do, live in your Jordans? You're going to live in your shoes? You're going to live in your Louis Vuitton bags? That's what you're going to live in? Wake up, people. Open your eyes. Because it's getting foolish out here. It's getting real spooky. Don't let that go over your head.